So 100 million Sing dollars is to be invested in humanoid robots. Netizens are already skeptical, asking why humanoid instead of specialized robots, or questioning if 100 million is enough, or saying that Joe Teo doesn't know anything and is just reading from a script. Well, can't blame people for being skeptical when $10 million is required just to keep kopitiams clean. $100 million is peanuts compared to the 130 plus billion US dollars investment by China. Even a few years back, Japan already spent much more in a year, and Korea has the goal of investing over 688 million by 2030 for humanoids. So we're already behind, right? Not exactly anywhere close to have our robots compete in a boxing match. But we can just read the article to know what to expect from these $100 million. So the most obvious difference is that this money is going to a very specific use case rather than a broad industry-wide investment. For firefighting, hazmat operations, and search and rescue. That 100 million is going to build a robotics facility to develop humanoid robots intended for public safety. So, because of this very specific use case, 100 million may not be considered too small. In fact, in 2024, HDX got 400 million for AI R&D. So this robotics facility is an extension. For context, Home Team comprises of the organizations under MHA, and this money is going to HTX, which provides the tech they use. The automated immigration clearance at Changi Airport, that's HTX. Those cyborg crocodiles in Myanmar, that's also HTX. So let's look at the robots. HTX showcased 4 humanoid robots at an exhibition, 3 of them 1.7 meters tall and 1 smaller one. Right now, they are controlled remotely by operators, but they are expected to be controlled by AI by 2029. So interestingly, the infographics say that HTX received humanoid robots. This 1.7 meters tall robot is the same height as the AGBot A2, and it looks basically the same. The shorter one looks the same as the Unitree G1. That 16,000 starting price looking pretty cheap compared to making one yourself. And while the Straits Times article doesn't mention any brands, one website pointed out the brands of the robots, and AGBot noted on their website that Lee Hsien Loong visited their company. These robots are also easily available on Alibaba. Honestly, since buying the robot seems pretty cheap, it suddenly feels like there is a lot more potential for the 100 million. It's probably going into the facility and the AI of the robots, which they need a lot of customization and training using computer simulations. And there is no way that Singapore can compete with the scale China has for manufacturing the robots. If anything, the LLM model might mean that the amount of NVIDIA GPUs and data center infrastructure will cost more than the simple robot hardware. And since it's unlikely that HDX manufactured this robot, I looked at the specs for the A2 on some other website, and the payload seems to be 15 kg for the default A2 model and 40 kg for the max model, which is hardly enough to carry a human being. And the A2 is sold as an interactive service robot, not a rescue mission robot. So we just don't know how this will be applied yet. Of course, there are also the security, supply chain dependence, and geopolitical risks, but at the least, it seems to have more potential than the Kofu robots.